In this video, I'll go over my experience climbing from Iron to Masters playing Katarina and tips on how you can start climbing too. Make sure to stay to the end, as every tip and explanation can be used in every other rank and for a rundown of Katarina playstyles you can use. Now, starting off with Iron to Silver. The main reasons why someone would be in this rank is, number 1, they don't play a lot of ranked games, like less than 200 games per season. 2, they are somewhat new to the game or play for fun. Or 3, they play a bunch of other champions and roles other than Katarina. To try and get out of this rank, just play 100 and 200 games of one role and one champion that have high carry potential, like Katarina, which is why this video is dedicated for Katarina players. Knowing the correct Katarina runes and build is the first and easiest fundamental to change. The most important thing about playing Katarina is knowing her role. Katarina is an assassin, meaning she has high damage and low HP, unless you're going to Divine Sunder build of course. Due to Katarina's kit, the only thing she provides is damage and zone control. Katarina is a high risk, high reward champion. She will easily be able to snowball the game when ahead or easily fall off when behind. Silver to Gold. When I first started playing League of Legends, Silver is actually the hardest part of my climb, as this elo is just about your mindset and determination towards the game and if you really want to improve or just play for fun. Some of the issues I had with Katarina in Silver were lack of game knowledge, not knowing the enemy champion damage and cooldowns. This resulted in many bad traits and deaths putting me behind, taking too many 1-for-1s leading to a lot of missed XP and gold from minion waves, not knowing Katarina's level 2 to 3 strong power spike that can solo kill laners, and not learning from my mistakes and blaming my teammates. So what do you need to work on to get to gold? Focus on learning and taking advantage of enemy cooldowns. You don't need to memorize their cooldowns, but try to get a rough estimate on how long they are. Stop taking so many 1-for-1s, as this can cause you to lose a lot of tempo, which can lead to bad objective control, bad reset timers, and no priority mid. Punish the enemy for overextending, with your early level 2 to 3 power spike. Learn from your mistakes by watching VODs or watching higher elo Katarina main. Work on CSing under tower without taking too much poke damage, and learn how to shove in your waves before roaming. Gold to Platinum. Gold was actually one of the easier parts of my climb, as generally you'll have a better mindset of improving and a good amount of game knowledge on Katarina. Some of the issues I had with Katarina and Gold were poor focus and champion targeting in team fights, didn't get a main threat or got chain CC'd, not extending the lead and giving huge shutdowns and then blaming the team for losing when you were the one who got caught. One of the main problems in teamfights and skirmishes for Katarina mains in this elo is autopiloting on one enemy and not caring about their surroundings. This can lead to overchasing enemies and leaving your team in a bad position. So what do you need to work on to get out of gold? As a gold player, you're already better than the average league player. Continue to work and focus on fundamentals of Katarina, as Katarina can easily abuse gold elo players, as most do not know the limits of Katarina's damage and mobility. Developing habits that will help you win more games consistently, like roaming, skirmishes, and wave management, are also beneficial. And a cool combo that I use to catch enemy carries in this elo is EWQER, or if they are close, EWQRE. Platinum to Diamond. After hitting Platinum, some players begin to develop bad habits and bad mental, and around this elo is where many players will start counterpicking you when you pick Katarina. So what do you do if you get counterpicked? Develop a strategy to play around counters. Change your build, runes, and summoner spells, and learning early wave management will help you a lot. Going AD against champions that take reduced magic damage or have a high base and growth magic resist like Castan will generally have a low base armor growth, and going AD will allow you to snowball your lead. Going AP against squishy champions like Lucian will allow you to kill them once you get your first item, preferably Proto Belt. Look to take advantage of Katarina's roaming potential. The reason why she's considered broken in solo queue is because enemies don't listen to pings and don't look at their map. Shove your wave and roam or look for objectives to fight. Giving Katarina kills and allowing to stack her Ravenous Hunter or Relentless Hunter is always a top priority, as this will help you roam or win more teamfights and skirmishes. Another issue Katarina players face is vision control. This is the elo where Katarina players generally die to early ganks and fall behind due to failure of tracking the enemy jungler. What you can do is place early wards that will help with early gank potential. Generally, before minions arrive in your lane, you want to ward the enemy raptors or the buff that they're starting to have a good understanding of where their clear path will be. Diamond to Masters. At this point, you have already developed the basic fundamentals of Katarina. At this point, Katarina players will have been divided into 3 types of playstyles. Number 1, the Assassin player. Electrocute with Dark Seal start into Proto Belt first item and focus on Lichbane and Zhonya's. The goal of this playstyle is to look for early roams, and in teamfights, burst down the carry, generally the ADC, and get out of the fight with your reset. Number 2, the Slayer, or ARAM skirmish fighter. Conquer with longsword start into Bork or Divine Sunder. The goal of this playstyle is to look for early solo kills and skirmishes at Scuttlecrab or invades, with their sustain and early damage to gain their lead. And number 3, the mix. Generally both of the playstyles combine. Conquer with Thorn's Blade Start into Nash's into Protobelt or Riftmaker. The goal of this playstyle is also to look for early solo kills, transitioning into strong bursts for skirmishes and team fights. All these playstyles have their own unique pros and cons, and the best way to climb is either to know when to use each playstyle depending on the meta or team comp, or just mastering one playstyle that is most suited for you and will help you continue your climb.
I be dreaming that she cheating. I could never trust a girl cause she leave me. I could never put a hoe over bros, but I seen it. Yeah. In the light, I be hiding in the dark. Up all night on the mic going hard. Fuck that hoe going in for the bag. Catch me in the sky, I be flying to Japan.